one thing is for certain with the palace and the British press, the truth is very far hidden. My name is Anna Pasternak, and I'm a writer and royal biographer. I wrote the seismic book many, many years ago, 27 years ago, Princess in Love, about Princess Diana's relationship with her riding instructor, Captain James Hewitt. And then more recently, I wrote American Duchess, The Real Wallis Simpson. And I feel that having written both those books, I've got a pretty good understanding of how the British monarchy works, and especially how they treat incoming women.
Part of why I really wanted to talk to you is because of your Tatler profile of Kate, which I thought was just so fantastic.
Well, yes, it was the beginning of lockdown, and I was asked by Tatler to do a, colourful piece on Kate, and what they didn't want was a puff piece.
Great.
And this piece created the most enormous backlash. I just could not believe it. And anyway, everyone went berserk about that. And Kate and William said they were going to sue Tatler. So I had 4 months in which I was rung up by the Tatler managing director and told, and I had the world's media saying, please, can you speak? Please. And I was told, please don't speak. So for 4 months, I did not speak, which was very annoying. So I had another book to publish, and everyone wouldn't interview me because they said, we can't talk to you unless you discuss Tatler.
Nightmare!
Nightmare, exactly. That aggrieved me even more. I cannot discuss Tatlergate. And this is really interesting in light of what's happening with the media and the palace today. So I remember vividly, it was a September Thursday evening, and I was rung up by Louisa Parker Bowles, Camilla's niece, who was then managing director of Tatler. And she said, don't worry, it's all been sorted with the Condé Nast lawyers. William and Kate, they're not going to sue. But the one thing is, you absolutely must not discuss this. So you can imagine my consternation on Sunday when I go and get the Sunday newspapers, and front cover of the Mail on Sunday is Kate's victory over Tatler, double page spread on me, absolutely,
God.
Yes. And I knew that Tatler hadn't leaked it. I knew that I hadn't leaked it. So I knew that the leak had come straight from Kensington Palace. And a year later, the journalist who was asked to write the piece verified that William had rung up the editor of the Mail on Sunday at that Friday morning, and somebody from his office went to have lunch with them, and they planted that piece. The royal family manipulate the media. I'm talking about the print media, the British print media, in a way you simply would not believe. So, for example, in the mainstream press, it is verboten to write a piece in support of Meghan and Harry.
Wait. So when you say, they must say this narrative about Meghan and Harry, I mean, you mean this in the way that journalists all sort of move as a pack, right? It's not an actual dictum.
No, it is an absolute dictum, spoken and unspoken, that the newspapers do not want and will not print pieces that are wholly positive to Meghan and Harry, and you cannot write anything negative really about William or Kate.
But this is because they're monarchists at the core?
No, this is because of the deals that have been done between the palace and the editors of these papers. Okay. If you look at the Telegraph Act, you will see 4 or 5 pieces in absolute eulogizing praise of the Princess of Wales. And then the chances are on the same day, every piece about Meghan and Harry is negative. They literally take a baseball bat and bash this couple to pieces. And it is because of this that I have completely changed my view towards Meghan, but also towards Harry. So when Mexit happened, I thought, well, it was ill-conceived and they were acting in probably quite a petulant way, and couldn't they have made it work? And what I have seen from the books that I've written about the monarchy is that the reason the British monarchy has survived and prospered when other European monarchies has failed is they are utterly ruthless, and their absolute goal is you have to have the spotlight on the monarch and the heir. And anybody else who comes into the picture and takes too much of the oxygen or too much of the limelight, you see is pushed out. We saw it with Diana, we saw it with Fergie, we've seen it with Harry and Meghan. They were too threatening as a unit to Kate and William. But I do think what's incredibly unfair is that there was the tide turned, and I believe, Harry, that was instigated from within the palace. And you cannot fight the palace narrative.
And when you say the palace, I mean, who are we talking about? I mean, are we talking about Charles and Camilla and a couple of designated press officers?
Well, let me say that nothing is leaked without the nod from the principals. But one thing is for certain with the palace and the British press, the truth is very far hidden.